Hey everybody, that was an odd start, but welcome back to my deprived playthrough of Dark Souls 3. And we're still in the tutorial area, which is kind of sad, especially for like 15 minutes into the game. But, let's not mention that because that crystalline lizard, gave me a really hard time. It was worth. The fact that he got Sacred Shield, that guy, I haven't seen that before actually. And I don't think that's guaranteed. Don't think, based on the fact that I've never seen that before, I doubt it's guaranteed. But that's definitely something interesting, and especially with the even stats that I have, that might not be a bad thing to try. Especially as like a sort of, oops, I dodged right into that. Okay, that was the closest I think I've been in a while. Sorry, I kind of cut up there for a sec because I was focusing. I need to get used to that though. But Dark Souls 3, man, Dark Souls 1 you can kind of glide through depending on what your playstyle was and whether or not you got the katana and whatever. But Dark Souls 3, these enemies are a lot more aggressive, except for of course the shield holders are the same in every single game. But right here you'll see it's like, hey, that's how to jump. So this is totally not a clue that you need to jump off here and fail, obviously, miserably. But you're supposed to kind of jump up here. Then in the tutorial they tell you how to plunging attack, which is basically you just fall off the ledge and hold the attack button. You'll eventually hit them. It's got a pretty wide area of effect, so you'll be fine no matter really where you land. It'll hit them most likely. But yeah, so here, so they're like, here, jump right there. So this time, you actually make the jump. There you are. And you get a Titanite shard, which is our sort of upgrade material throughout the Soul series, except for Bloodborne, of course, which was like blood everything, blood this, blood that, blood, 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 blood. Which is a lot of bloods, I just said. Notice that. So here, if you haven't picking up on the clues already, you've got a giant open area, a giant thing in the middle with a stuff that looks alive seeping out of his back, and a weapon right here. And you know, I have no idea what's gonna happen when I pull out the sword that it asked me to pull out. And does this not look like a coiled weapon that is obviously inside of the, obviously, I say obviously, it totally looks like this. Ooh, okay, so this is not going well as of yet. Ooh, this is the first time I've fought him as a trade. And with this not 100% block shield, weird. Alright, so a couple hits. One more hit. Gosh. I need to back up and get a heal off. One more heal. Good. Okay. This is gonna go heat up like this. This guy, I think he can visual attack him too, but it's kind of hard to get. You need to kind of dodge most of his attacks. Body. You just remember that. That was not good. Oh, I tried to go way too soon there. I'm probably gonna die this way, but just for the next time. A new day, a new... Welcome back to episode 2 of Dark Souls, guys. We died. Sorry, you died, actually. Didn't quite say that, I died. So, haha. I'm probably gonna run past these guys. Jump right down there. Run past this guy. Fuck. As much as Souls, quote unquote, aren't that interesting, aren't that useful, you know, you kind of need them, especially with the deprived. Yeah. they stun lock you really hard. So I need to heal. Good. Okay. This is a lot easier than last fight. Ever breathed for that fight. So as you can see, it said, I might have said air to the fire. I don't think so. But so we got a bonfire at the boss, which is a common thing in this game. You're gonna bonfire after every boss that you fight, so you don't really need to worry about wasting like Estus on the boss. But and then you'll get the whole emerald sword. And every boss fight in this game, so if you know anyways, you get your emerald restored, which is pretty much your humanity form or whatever from Dark Souls the original. When you turn human at the bonfires, you kind of get the whole look and stuff. And this is their version of, oh my gosh, their version of the human instead of dead. We're still dead. Like close fire, and our HP goes up, and we have the ability to do online play and all that. And it also restores our HP fully. So yeah, it's actually a really good state. I mean, I don't see the reason to not play the entire game in the state. It's kind of disorienting though, when you get out of your Emperor state, because then you have like less health than you've been playing with the entire game. I'm just like, where did all my health go? Because that escalated quickly. Crossbow, whatever. I don't know. I really don't want to deal with them right now. So, here is a place that you'll learn the name of. Yay, we're here. It's kind of dangerous, but so yeah, if you know, you should probably read this. Here we are. So we can read the lore behind the coiled sword. So it's a thrust into the shrine bonfire to restore its power and enable travel between bonfires. The sword is only bequeathed to chosen Ash, as judged by the Iudex, who awaits the arrival of Ash as a scabbard. So yeah, I mean, I don't get all the lore stuff. I leave that for most of the other people. But it seems like he judged us worthy, and so we can create the bonfire and firelink shrine. Pretty much. That's what I'm getting. That's the gist from that. And so as you can see, it told us that we have been able to warp between bonfires, so that's a main thing in this game, like Demon Souls. You can travel in Dark Souls 2. You can travel right from the beginning, and you go to your area to start.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one.
Sorry, shut up.
I am a firekeeper. I tend to the flame, and tend to thee. The lords have left their thrones, and must be delivered to them. To this end, I am at thy side.
So yeah, this is the Firekeeper. She's pretty much what she has been in every other game.
Farewell, Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.
She's like the Emerald Maiden in Dark Souls 2 and the Woman in Black in Demon Souls, where you can level
Ashen, produce the coiled sword at the bonfire.
Yeah, she's told us to do that
The mark of ash will guide thee to the land of the lords,
So pretty much,
to Lothric, where the homes of the lords converge.
so as far as I'm concerned, I think, anyways, that this is entirely separate from the rest of the world.
Farewell, Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.
This whole Firelink Shrine area, because it seems to be like mostly separate. Like there aren't tie-ins to other areas of the game that much, and there's besides the Lords of Cinder, there isn't really much of a tie-in directly to Lothric. So you have to travel to your first place, which makes it seem like this is entirely opposite. Well, not opposite, but apart from that. Aside from a later thing in the game, it makes it seem that this is like kind of a part of the world that's been torn and placed in a separate dimension almost, to kind of preserve the kept ash or whatever. But anyways, so yeah, as you can see, we have 7,000.
Ash prick the mark to Lothric.
She said before.
Very well, then touch the darkness within me.
Get the level up a little bit. She has to touch
Take-
it. Oops, and take nourishment
Let
from
these
the souls.
souls withdrawn from their
I might
vessels,
or might not do. So
manifestations of
we're pretty
disparity,
even. Like exactly even. I don't really know what to do with this, but
burrowed
we
deep
constantly
within
know
me,
souls level up.
retreating
great.
to a darkness beyond the reach
So
of
I'm
flame.
thinking we level up
Let
our
them
vigor a
assume
little
new
bit,
master,
level up our endurance a little bit,
inhabiting ash, casting
maybe
themselves
13
upon
each,
new
and then we can kind of
forms.
pump some into dexterity.
Let these souls withdrawn from their vessels, manifestations of
Yeah, and
disparity,
strength, because we need at least 12 strength
elucidated
to
by
do some stuff.
fire, burrowed deep.
So yeah, just kind of
Farewell, Ash, may the
man. So I'm already undecided as to what I'm gonna do. So yeah, so we can finish talking to her, I guess.
Ashen predict them up to Loth.
She tells us
Ashen
that
One,
she actually
to
leaves.
be unkindled is to be a vessel for souls. Sovereignless souls will become thy strength. I will show thee how. Ashen One, bring me souls plucked from their vessels.
So yeah,
Farewell.
she just wants you to give her souls. By the way, look at this. I just noticed that the playing field is totally not attached to you in any way whatsoever. Lovely. Absolutely perfect. So we are, if you see up in the top right hand corner, you can see the weight ratio. That tells us how much.
And yes, I'm undead too, but not so charitable as to give my goods away.
So this is merchant.
Ash as is thy want?
Oh my gosh.
No?
Let's go to the next one. So, yeah, so she's a merchant. She'll sell us most of the stuff. We can upgrade her inventory. She sells us a lot of crap. But she also sells us armor, which I probably should have looked towards getting. Especially with my new
Ashen One,
video.
be sure to bring more souls.
I kind of like her actually, but if you try to kill her, she will just respawn and give you more, make everything cost more, and she doesn't care.
Well, a newcomer, I see. I am Andre. I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust. A toilsome journey, I'd wager. You'll require good arms. Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith, such is my purpose.
Alright, so yeah, these are smith, and as you can see, you can also reinforce your Estus Flask with Estus Shards, and unlock your Estus Flask. If you're gonna do magic, if you want to unlock for the magic, or like that, or whatever you want. Or if you're gonna be all melee and no magic, then you can unlock all the health. For now,
Prithee, be
if you have any magic, he says just pretty be careful.
Ah, 'tis good. What needs smithing? Prithee, be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered.
It's kind of like what he says in the first game, where he says, you know, pretty be careful. Not everyone want to see you go hollow. So it's kind of funny to see the throwbacks to the old games. Some people say that they're playing off the old games. I just enjoy the series as a whole. So whatever they do, I love.
All that unkindled, and a seeker of lords. I am Ludleth of Corland. Look not in bewilderment as I say. I linked the fire long ago, becoming the Lord of Cinder. If substantiation be thy want, set thine eyes upon my chariot course.
He does look pretty bad.
This sad cadaver. No need to be coy. Have a closer look.
So yeah.
Knowest thou of our purpose? 5 thrones will take 5 lords as kindling for the linking of the fire. The fast fading flame must be licked to preserve this world. A reenactment of the first linking of the fire. So it is, I became a lord of Cinder. I may be but small, but I will die a colossus.
Right, so yeah.
Now,
You got.
do not be away over long.
I try to be like, I'm not sure if you guys want me to listen to all the dialogue. If you do, just let me know in the comments if you want me to do it better. Just tell me what you guys want in the comments below if you've been watching this. But yeah, so he is a Lord of Cinder, and these are the 5 thrones that he mentioned for the 5 Lords of Cinder. In the beginning, we only saw 3, which kind of makes you wonder, you know, what's missing. So you didn't see Bloodlith Cortland, he wasn't in the opening cutscene. You saw Aldrich of the Deep, so he was there. You got Ludlith, the Exile, which kind of strikes a chord. Then you got this one, which I'll just give you a hint, this is the other one that we haven't seen. Holy King Lothric. So that's kind of funny as to why they didn't include that in the opening cutscene. I don't know why. Watchers of the Abyss, and then which one's the big one for? Obviously not the giant, right? So yeah, I don't know why all of them are the way they are, but there are a bunch of people doing lore related to the game, so they probably know a lot more about this than I do. But so yeah, we've been to all these places except for the High Wall of Lothric, so let's head over there. In our state of being, which kind of seems really depressing, actually. So sad, so sad. Brings a tear to my eye. But the loading screens in this game aren't that bad. You maybe have 2 or 3 of these item descriptions that pop up, and then you're on. But it gives you some time to just read into the lore of the game that you might not even see if you're just playing through normally, because you might not even know how to get the mace, or how to get the Estus Flask, which sounds stupid. Actually, you probably know how to get the Estus Flask. But so yeah, we start off in this little area down here. It's not even candy, because it's totally not what the bonfire was. They said they were working through a bonfire. So here's the bonfire. Kind of reminds me of the Iudex. Got something down there. I think that is the Cathedral of the Deep. I think so. Got just stuff everywhere. This is pretty much the highest place you'll ever, well that is. What says that? But these are pretty much the highest places you'll ever get on the map ever. So yeah, the High Wall of Lothric is the highest point in Lothric, and you go a lot deeper. Like, you'll get really disoriented based on how deep you go. Because you're just like, wow, that's really deep. It seems like it's the surface too. So anyways, yeah, we're here in Lothric, and I think that's going to put an end to this episode. I'm not quite sure how long it is. I'll start timing with the next episode. But yeah, so see you guys on the flip side.